Good afternoon everyone, and welcome to Eat Smoke Drink. I'm Eat Smoke Drink. Today I am going to review the Nikka Taketsuru. Okay, the Nikka Taketsuru 43% distillery bottling, no age statement. The reason why I want to review this today is I want to open up a conversation about Japanese whiskey. Japanese whiskey in recent times have gotten a bit of a cult following. It won awards, well, quite a few awards actually. The Hibiki, the Nikka from the barrel, Yamazaki, a lot of them have won awards. And because they've won awards, now we're paying 2, 3, 4 more times for Japanese whiskey. So I want to see what this one is like. This is the pure malt, no age statement. What's happened was, in the past I've purchased Japanese whiskey and now the same bottle is about 3, maybe even 4 times the price of what you pay for it. Now, is that hype, or is that just because of supply and demand? I mean, or a bit of both? Let's find out. I've got a sample bottle of the Nikka Taketsuru, and let's start nosing it. I'm not going to put water in this one. It's 43%. I don't believe that a 43% whiskey personally needs water, so I'm just going to nose it and taste it as is. A very fragrant nose. I can get ex-bourbon in there. Actually, I think ex-bourbon and sherry I can get. Now, I'm not sure how much Mizunara the whiskey has, but there is a slight perfume in there that's quite unusual comparing to Scotch whiskey. Get a light spice, a light fruit. I'm getting a bit of cinnamon, a bit of fruit cake, so I think there is definitely a sherry influence in there. On the nose, it's fantastic. On the nose, it's really quite superb. So I can't fault the nose. And I get a citrus rind smell. I actually get a little bit of a cereal, a bready cereal, but mostly it's a little bit of fruit. I can smell the sherry influence in there. There's a bit of a perfume, a little bit of spice, fruitcake spice. I'm gonna try it. Now this is a blended malt. Actually, it's not too bad at all. Very smooth, very easy to drink, really very palatable. You do get a hint, you do get a bit of an aftertaste, just a little bit of an aftertaste of a new make spirit, that young spirit that you get when there just hasn't been enough barrel activity, or symptomatic of a tight barrel. So this one here is no age statement, so I'm guessing this would be no more than 5 years old, maybe 6 years old. Getting sweetness, very sweet, fruity, but fruity in a kind of a sherry raisin kind of way. I'm getting a bit of that fruit cake. I'm getting a zesty, citrusy feel to it, slight ginger. Now the problem is though, the finish is quite shallow. I mean, there's not much complexity to it. In fact, the whiskey itself is not very complex. You know, the nose is pleasant, very nice. The taste, the start and mid palate, very nice as well, very palatable and sweet. But as you get to the finish, most flavor disappear. But the only thing that's staying around is really that new make spirit flavor. And you can definitely tell it's a relatively young whiskey. But in saying that, it's blended exceptionally well. I mean, now I'm not sure how much this is worth overseas, but this is about $120 New Zealand, and it's about, like, I'd probably say it's probably similar, 100 US. Now, is it worth it for that price? I don't believe, in my opinion, it is worth what you pay for, because for that price you can get something a little bit better, a little bit more complex, and maybe a little bit older. Now, age is not the determining factor of goodness of a whiskey, but the problem with these no age statements is I'm finding more and more, and Glenlivet does it, Glenfiddich does it, the big names do it. A lot of these no age statements, they do it because it's cash flow for them. They try to pump them out so they can put the barrel down for a short amount of possible time and then sell it off. And I think that it's not a bad whiskey at all. I mean, in fact, if someone was to give me one, I'd be like, yeah, not a bad whiskey. But price value proposition, I think I'd struggle to justify buying a bottle just because of what I'm tasting, and I know the hype around it. Yeah, there's not much complexity to it. A lot of whiskies as well, especially the oilier cask strength whiskies, when you drink them, after every sip, it builds on itself, it progresses, the progression is clear. You know, you start to taste different things. This is quite the reverse. The first sip, very pleasant and nice, I could smell a lot of things. Second sip, yep, I could still taste a lot of things. Now my third sip, I mean, my mouth is almost as sensitized to the flavor. That's how kind of shallow the flavor is. I wouldn't say unsophisticated, but it's there's really not much complexity there. So all in all, my suggestion, if you're going to buy this, make sure it's for a really good price. I think that the Japanese whiskey has gotten a hell of a cult following, but it's not really warranting it right now for the no age statements. I have had the Nikka from the barrel. That is exceptional, but I haven't had it for a while. I've had the Hibiki 12, I've had Hibiki 17, Yamazaki 12. They've been very good, and I would like to review them at some point as well, but for the no age statement, I'd be very careful. It seems like you're going to be buying it just to ride that Japanese wave of cult following. So I'd recommend just thinking twice. I'd be tried in a bar first. Anyway, thank you for joining me today. If you have any questions about Japanese whiskey, feedback, make sure you ask me in the comments below. If you like my videos, please click subscribe and that little bell so you know when I've uploaded something. And eat, smoke and drink. Cheers.